Good morning. My name is Chris. I'm from Image Signature, as you all probably know. I haven't been around for a while, but there's a couple of reasons why that happened. I just don't need to really go too deep into this, but I have own business now, and that literally kills all of the time that I have. As you all probably noticed, yes, there is a little difference to the tutorial that I had made with the action strikes. One of the major complaints was why not in English? We're not able to follow what you're trying to say. So here you go. Therefore, we run this in English. Um, what are we gonna looking at? We are looking at something very, very appealing to me, and as most of you actually know, I am very, very lame when it comes down to drums. So therefore, we be looking at Sonuscore Trinity Drums and a little bit of a back history to Sonuscore. Sonuscore is a sister company from Dynamedium, and Dynamedium are the guys who actually came up with the action strikes, action strings, and the emotive strings. So Sonuscore has its own origin actually libraries, which one of them is Trinity Drums, and a new one came out that is actually, I believe, a plucked piano and a music box. So I strongly recommend you guys check them out. It's www.sonuscore.com. They have some cool tutorials. They'll go in depth in their own product as well. But I just kind of figured I'll show you what my thoughts are and what were the reasons why I bought it, and what this library does for you actually. Now, looking at the actual main window, this is what you get. It's pretty straightforward. So what we're looking at, we have a phase sync and free trigger. Some of you should be familiar with this, but it's not really as relevant at now. We'll cover that later on. So this is what you get. Once you click in here, you get all the cool goodies. Okay, so you have the odd ones, the straightforward ones, and we're looking at 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 56 presets in total for cinematic. And for the first time, they also created modern type presets, which are really, really great. Okay, and I see them, and I'll probably repeat myself over and over in this video. I see a lot of use in almost every genre. So if it's R&B, yes, throw them in. If it's trap, throw them in. It's dubstep, everything, rock. So well, after the course and after everything that I'll show you, you'll probably get why they're so versatile, because we'll cover a lot of them. Okay, nearly almost all of them. Quick thing that you should know about Trinity Drums: it has a price point of 179 euros and needs the full version of Contact. Okay, so if you have a Contact player, you will not get this running. Okay. To the actual layout, it's pretty much the same as the action strikes are, so it's a little bit different, just a little bit, and we can cover. So like I said, here's your tab for the presets. You get cinematic and modern. Here's your mixer, and you have a master, and you have the low, mid, and highs, and we'll come back to them in a second. And you have your FX tab that actually covers EQ, distortion, compressor, transient, designer, filters, and lo-fi for low, mid, and high separated. And you have an on tab for your reverb and your delay, and you have a couple of impulses actually you can choose from here. Okay, so now Trinity Drums, again, like I said, same layout. It just looks a little different than action strikes, and this is how they work. Now, as if you see, you have yellow keys, green keys, and blue keys. Now, if you click or you press down D, for example, all of the D's above will be played. So this is like a section that you would use to run everything, the lows, mid, and highs simultaneously. Now this section up here is actually just for the lows, this one is for the mids, and this one will be for the highs. Now the green ones are actually single hits, and they're really cool, just to end the phrase and the sequence, so you can throw them in while you play, just to, you know, kind of get a different result. So there's quite some flexibility to them. Something that everybody should know and should be familiar with if you saw my Action Strike video. You don't have to stick to one preset. So let me demonstrate this. As you see, we're here. We'll grab jump around. We're gonna jump around. This is loaded usually a little faster. Oh, here we go. And as you see, the one in brackets is actually your beat per minute. So this is the original recording, was recorded at 90, so we could just go change our beat per minute into 90 and we're up and running. So let me demonstrate you what happens if you play all of them together. Okay, so as you see, if I went my letter up CD in the yellow tab, there's 5 different variations to each and every preset. And you can, if you say, I kind of liked that kick, I kind of liked it, or I choose something different. Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. Okay, and then you just go up into your mids and figure one that you like. Yeah, I kind of like this. So this is how you can actually put them all together. So it's really fun, it's intuitive, so you can really, you know, choose the ones that you like and just get them played as an ensemble. Now here's something that I wanted to actually, I completely forgot. For those who don't know Sonuscore and Dan and Median, those guys are fantastic. They're great composers, super cool people. I was talking to the chairman and creative director, Thielman, and he's super cool about just talking to him and bringing you some new ideas. So you might want to reach out to him. Again, like I said, he's a cool guy, and he was the one who actually responded to my message, because I was like, okay, if I'm in the mixer tab, as you see, you could choose from the presets, and they're all kind of dissected. So you have cinematic, those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presets, and the ones that are under the modern tab. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but it's still, how do you come up with over 500 rhythmics? How do you do that? I mean, I get it. You could take a jump around, or let me just demonstrate again. Get the transformation and moving random time into the mids and getting, I don't care, into the highs, which is going to give you a completely different result. And let me demonstrate real quick. So that's possible, but I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I like the idea, but how do you really come up to a number that you say we're looking at over 500 variations? And I was like, I kind of felt like an idiot asking, but hey, it's better to ask instead of just sit there and, be not happy with it. So he actually told me it's pretty simple. All you need to do is just understand how the library is structured. So if you choose a preset, whether it's cinematic or modern, and you say I stick to BPM 90, you get different presets to choose. So right now we're looking at the same one that I just presented you a second ago. So those 5, blah blah blah. And if you would go to a different preset, let's say something that is like 120, for example, BPM. Yeah, let's go take this. And now you drop it down. As you see, there's much more. Okay, And if you go to 140, it will give you complete different ones. So it's very, very versatile, as you will. And you can only always actually load in a second instance of Trinity Drums to get even more instruments involved. And please keep in mind that you're completely free to mute them, to solo them, to add some boost, reverb to them. So this, after he told me that, I kind of like, and again, I felt like an idiot, just straightforward idiot, because I could have thought of, hey, what happens, when I play some 140s against some 120s. So of course that would not make sense because it'll be completely off track. So yeah, this is where you get your actual variations, and we'll cover them later on, big time. Now back to Dynamedian. Yeah, there's these guys, a great composer team. They're located very close to Frankfurt in Mainz. They're responsible for a lot of video game scores, and also for movies. So I believe one on top of my head would be The Hobbit, and there's several more. And again, like I said, strongly recommend you just go there and check out the website and just listen to what these guys were doing. I'm pretty amazed by what they're doing. So I want to go a little bit further and just show you something how Trinity Drums would sound in conjunction with other instruments. So I created a multi here, and I'll just don't save it. I'll load it up. Load multi, and we'll load it up. And I'll break up the video, so because that will take a little bit, and then we'll go from there. All right. See you later. Alright, we're back, and here's one cool story. After I said we break down the video, about 10 seconds later, it was loaded, so I could have just saved that cut, but my apologies. So this is what it is. We're looking at about 2.4 gigabytes worth of just instruments, and as you see, it's quite a bit. I'll play it first so you guys kind of get an idea how they actually fit into the mix, and then I'll show you what I did and what my thoughts on this were, and then we're just gonna go straight into listening through the presets, which are of course one of the most important things, and we'll do some variations and have fun. All right, so I'll just play a real quick phrase so you guys just get a little idea on how it sounds in context. So that's technically it. I mean, it's not a masterpiece, Jesus Christ, but it's definitely just showcasing how they actually fit in. So it's really, really cool. And I'll just break it down really quick what I did so you guys get a feeling. So what I did in this one here, it's a custom 140 BPM. And going to the mixer shows you I have that subliminal engine twice in the lows and the highs at the flatter hinds. I worked a little bit with padding and boosts and delay, as you see. So we're gonna go to the next one. Next one up is here. And there's also a 140 BPM custom made, which is Plink in the lows. Mess With Me is in the mids, and the dub is tripping is enabled. So I muted it. It was just too much. So I just figured, no, I'm not gonna use it. I'll go for something different. And just kind of, work it out a little more subtle. And the last but not least is, again, another 140 custom preset that I made, and it consists Aurora in the lows, Reboot the Booty in the mids, and Don't Move in the highs. And as you remember, just a second ago, I had one high layer muted out, and all of those are actually enabled. So Aurora and Reboot the Booty are enabled, and Don't Move is the only layer playing. So just so you know, what I like to do is usually have rise and hits going on because they kind of lead. I have some loops from outputs reverse in there. Aeon is in here. heaviosity, a bass. It's just like, you know, a basic little setup. So just to give you an idea. Let's just go to reset multi and load back up an instance of Trinity Drums, and then I'll say we'll just go from here and just start randomly picking a few. I don't really want to make this too crazy and not want to, you know, bother you guys for the next hour just listening to him. And I'm not gonna break him down too bad. I'll just kind of touch him so you kind of get the idea. And we'll start probably with the first one. The only thing that I kind of need to do is always kind of adjust them back to the original recording BPM. So let's go. Okay, so that was number one. Let's go. I say I touch like 2 out of each BPM category. So the next one I'll take. The lab is a very, well, actually, let's go for 3. Let's go for 3. So the lab is a very, very unique one. I see it very subtle somewhere in the score, but just listen and hear on yourself. Okay, so next one up, we'll be looking at transformation. I kind of like that one too. So it's kind of neat, and again, like I said, if you start messing with them, this is where it really gets interesting. So again, like I said, we are in the 90 BPM section, so you only get these here. So I would like to go and just show you a little bit. I'm just taking Ran Tam Tam in the midst, and would like to get Anvil. I've honestly always kind of skipped Anvil because wasn't present to me. I was looking at hardcore names. So again, as you see, we have like a complete different formation now, and just listen to it how it sounds. So yeah, I guess I know why I never really paid attention to Anvil. It just doesn't blow me out of the water. So we'll take something different. Okay, and maybe takes a turn. Okay, so yeah, this is how you could actually get a nice little variation going on, but I would like to go back to the 100. We'll start with Kaching. Kaching always kind of had a nice cool kick to it. So that was Kaching here, and let's say we're looking at the next one, which is maybe Khalid, Unstoppable, and see what we get here. Alright, so let me mess real quick and I'll go into my lows. It's kind of cool. Okay. Okay, now see, this is like something that I like. So I have both C's on the low and the highs, but I'm not happy with whatever is going on in the mids. So I'll just go and get maybe follow him. Okay, let's go bulletproof. Why not bulletproof? So that's another little example on how you could actually build your drums together. Just as I said, if you don't like them, just swap them out for something different. So that was Unstoppable. Let's go for maybe Biorobotics. So another one that's kind of cool, kind of neat, and I'm pretty positive to tell you that I believe they all will find their home. We'll go for one more, I guess, and we could take Heading Over. Pretty nice little marching going on. Let's say we go to the 120th, and this looks kind of really interesting. It sounds bread and butter. All right, let's see. So let's go. Nice. Has definitely a film feel to it. Next one up, we'll be looking at Straight Pursuit. Real nice. Like that one as well. I say we go for what we're taking. I guess Time Bomb sounds kind of cool. Cool beans. All right. Mechanical Uprising. So, and those are like I mean, and as you see, I'm using a single hit and a loop. So yeah, even there, you could have some fun with it. I mean, like I said, it's pretty nice. Um, what else we gonna have here? I guess we swing over to the 140s with the steamroller. Steamroller. Don't really remember, but real cool. Has some cool little metal-ish elements in there. The wolf. Okay. And let's go for All Is Lost. Why not? Okay. What else do we have? Don't Move. Cool. Now I would like to know what those sounds were actually. It's like voices. All right, cool beans. Next one up. What could we look at? Run and Hide. Run and Hide. That's a pretty psychotic tune up here. It's like plucked piano or hammered piano. That's kind of cool though. Okay, so let's see if we can mess with this one a little bit. So I like to run and hide up here. I'm just not sure what to get for. Let's maybe go for Kestrel dubstep. Why not? And maybe go for the dark path. All right, let's see what we get here. Okay, that's kind of cool. I really like this, and I'm going to, as I advised you before, load another instance up and try to stay within the 140. I mean, you could take 120 and it should still kind of sound nice, but I want to go into the mixer and just solo this and that's kind of cool. So this is a beautiful example on how you could put different instances together. And honestly, for those of you who actually own the Action Strikes, please feel free to throw them into your mix because they just blend perfectly into Trinity Drums. Okay, you gotta just make sure that you're kind of, you know, sticking between your BPMs. Don't go crazy. I mean, even though Action Strikes, you can boost up to 220 BPM, which I did once before, so they're pretty flexible in this case. All right, I guess we'll go continue checking out our little presets here. So back to main, custom, and let's go take for the explosive trailer. Cool beans. Run and hide. We just had that one. I kind of like that. I think I'll probably implement it somewhere. Don't move. Do we have don't move? Don't even remember. Let's go for it. Let's go for another one for the 120s. So you get like a little bit of everything. And this is mission control. That's cool. Okay, if I think and if I listen to the lows, I kind of like the vibe. Okay, the only thing I didn't like is the, I believe, was it either the high or the mid? Okay, so what we'll do, and again, we'll just randomize it. Get something really cool. Heartbeat eventually up here, and urban machines up here. Let's see, it's just a surprise. Oh. So yeah, again, another beautiful example how you could throw them all together once you know and understand, like I didn't. Okay. Yes. Should we go for one more? Should we go? I'm trying to read your mind, which I obviously can't. But I guess let's go rocking games. Why not? It's 100, so back to it. No, you know what we do? We're not going to go on to the BPM. We'll just stick to 120, even though it has been recorded in 100. Let's see how that just sounds. Okay, so as you see, you can even throw those together, and that still kind of works. I wonder when does it sound funny. So, subliminal engine. Cool. So that actually works too. And now I'd say we'll hop over to the modern section and see what we have there. Again, I believe, as I said 100,000 times already, you will find the modern section really, really appealing. It always depends on what type of music you want to write and compose, but I see this used a lot in different other genres, and so that's why I personally think this is like the strongest selling point, that you have so many of them. They are so versatile. Again, I told you in the beginning of the video, I'll probably repeat myself, but it's just what it is. I mean, it's just a fact, okay? So let's go for the one that I always kind of skipped, and I don't really relate to that as much, but still, let's see how it sounds in context. Anvil. Okay, now here's my personal, private, and honest opinion. It actually sounded better than I thought. So let's go. We kind of listened through some of these already. So I want to go to Stump to Death, which is probably we haven't featured yet. Okay, so kind of sounds cool. It's a very, very, how would I say, subtle drum. Reboot. No, we're still in the 90s. We said we will do a few of these. So let's go to Ram Tam Tam. All right, nice. Um, and now we'll go to the hundreds. Now this is one of the ones that I really like. Reboot the Booty. Um, it's one of my personal favorites. So we'll look at this. Okay, now I guess it's time to mess around a little bit with delay and reverb. So I'll go for a large hole. Yep, large hole. We'll just enable this. And kind of mess with some of those. So okay, so yeah, there's lots of ways how you could actually manipulate and get your grooves going, but we need to continue. We are at 37 minutes, I believe, already. So the Bustaman sounds like this. So pretty nice. It's a real cool smooth groove, if you will. And look at Bulletproof. Bulletproof is another one that I really like. Okay, that's pretty neat. Clockwork Orange. Real nice. I really like that one a lot. We are moving to Approach, which is recorded at 120 BPM. Cool. Also very nice. In your face. That just sounds, hopefully, you know, it just reads as it hopefully sounds. Let's see. This is just so wrong. This is just so wrong. Okay, that's like the beats. It's like Walking Dead beating zombies, having an orgy. it's kind of cool, but I'm afraid that some people will use these drums in a fighting video. And it's like, call it In Your Face by In Your Face Production with In Your Face Trinity Drums. Oh my god. Yeah, but overall, it's pretty interesting. Okay, that's an epic beat down here. Okay, let's go and check out another one. We'll just go for the Urban Machines. Yeah. Yeah, and it's exactly this is what I tried to show you. It is so cool. It has some really odd rhythmics going on. It has a lot of sound effects going on. Um, and then just imagine what you could do. I mean, just as far as thinking for R&B and hip hop, rock, whatever the case may be, there is a lot. Okay, it just doesn't say it's a cinematic tool. I think it's like an overall really brilliant and overthought instrument for everybody. So let's go. Oh, there's bulletproof again with a different BPM. So cool. Sounds a little bit better. The tower. Let's go for the tower. All right, nice too. The engine. Cool. It's actually, I don't know. It's like representing a character, you know. I believe that was like one of those rhythmics or something very similar for those who are players. Kind of, I remember having Marvel versus Capcom, and every time when they were like showing a new character, whatever it was, it kind of always had like this, you know, Spider-Man, whatever it was. So it's kind of cool, and it definitely be used in a lot of. I'm sorry, I just kind of lost it. I was just so in Marvel vs. Capcom. I see this being used a lot. I don't know if we had Buck and Foot there, but we'll take this. Really nice. And here's another thing. If you just listen to those little sound effects or they implemented in either the mids or the highs, you can use them. You can technically, you know, dissect everything and come up with something that, you know, probably Sonuscore haven't even heard, or then a median, and Thielman will just be falling left off from his chair if he hears that. So definitely give it a try and just, you know, try to come up with something like, you know, that probably nobody ever heard before, but you have multiple options. Now, badly sneaking. Cool beans, really. Now, Robert Invasion. Let's go for white noise. It's a very interesting highs. Cool. What else? We got it in your face. Yeah, that was a good one. Attention train. All right. Ah, sorry, I skipped the key, but yeah, I guess you get the idea. All right. What else do we have? I need to apologize for my chair. It's like it is so heavily used that it's really difficult to get a fix, and it just squeaks and does funny things to me. All right, here's another one we haven't heard, which is Posing in a Club. Okay, so let's move on to the 140s, and we'll kick off with the dub is tripping, and see what goodness we get here. All right, nice one, really nice one. Orchestral dubstep. Oh yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. That was a beautiful one. Honestly, I like that a lot. I like those kind of modern vibes, you know, and just a little. However, it didn't felt like it's really R&B type stuff, or I'm just saying like modern hybrid. I just kind of really felt really cinematic hybrid style. I love rhythms like these. Um, Mess with Me. Usually you say the opposite, but Mess with Me would sound simple like this. Nice, absolutely nice. Reboot the booty, Flutterhinds. This beat is on fire. Well, wow. Can you just only imagine how many people would like to have those sound effects, and they, depending on your level of skills, how long you would need to chop and slice and cut and put different effects on it in order to get effects like this. I mean, it's really nice. It's really nice just to have it with one key or two keys hold down, and you get all of these cool effects. So I'm definitely in for this. Let's go look at Bucket. Real nice, real nice. And I really sympathize with the modern presets that we're having. I really find them really interesting and well overthought. And again, yeah, I mean, you can tell that I'm really excited about it. Again, like I said, if you're too lame for drums in general and you want to have some real good input and some real good um, motivational presets, you're more than welcome to check them out. Let's see, we could actually just go, you know what we could do, which is technically could go and create another one on our own. So 140, which one did I like the most so far? I kind of guess I stick to the orchestral. No, just let me dissect it real quick. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one is a good one, so I'll stick to this one. what we're gonna do. So we're gonna use the orchestral dubstep um, as the low, and find maybe this beat on fire, and maybe get something out of the cinematic. I just don't know which one. We could use that runner height just for shits and giggles and see. That is so cool. I mean, it's so psychotic. You probably never used this, but let's go to the machine. It's hard. We have never covered that one. Just listen. Awesomeness. That's just pure awesomeness. And just imagine if you really create your own rack. I swear to God, this is killing. This is killing. And again, as I mentioned before, you can go ahead and just load technically all of your drums into it just to enhance it. But I swear this is just doing its own job perfectly fine. Okay, so I just want to wrap it up real quick and just be, giving my pros and cons about it, and I'll give you like a final word on what I think Trinity Drums is about. Just to be honest, and I know it's just reflecting my own opinion, I'm not trying to push something positive to the foreground and just kind of pretend, but I think we had like over the last 15 minutes enough input to realize that there is so much potential to it and so many things that we even didn't thought about. Okay, so just thinking about the FX section and playing with compressors, distortion, lo-fi could give you so much more in this direction. I mean, it's just beautiful. The only thing that I kind of didn't like about it is just the design. I know. It's just a personal thing. I kind of got used to, those little sheets that you have in Action Strikes or an Action Strings. So I could kind of read up the notes, and I was like, just by looking at it, sure, what could it sound like? That's the only thing I didn't. I liked a little bit more. In general, it's a big illusion, because if you compare Trinity Drums against the layout of Action Strikes or Action Strings, it's the same thing. It's just a little bit different. Okay, it's not as wide open. What do I like about it, and why have I decided to go ahead and purchase this instrument? Is pretty simple. It's because that I really sympathize with Dynamedion and Sonuscore. I think these are great guys. They have a lot of awards won. They're very known, and there's a great team involved recording all those drums. Is it a loop-based library? Yes, it is, and it kind of will leave, I know, in a lot of people's thoughts, a bad taste. But honestly, I mean, you have so many possibilities to swing and fly around and make changes on the fly that it doesn't really feel like a loop. And especially if you have the phase sync triggered on, there's technically nothing you can do wrong. Will I say, is the price justified? Yes, it is. Would you have asked me this before I started working with Trinity Drums on my first 10 minutes? I was like, oh my God, is this all I get? And then again, like I said, I didn't hesitate to reach out to Tailman and just, kind of talk to him. And he was like, listen, you're doing it wrong. How about if you just follow my message and just do this and that? And then suddenly it opened my eyes, and I was like blown away. I mean, I love these type of drums, and in combination with Action Strikes, they really leave a mark. And I definitely recommend it to everybody. I definitely recommend checking out the other libraries. As you probably see it on the left hand side, I do own the Action Strings, I do own the Action Strikes, I do own Sonuscores, Trinity Drums. The only thing that's kind of missing is the emotive strings. You might want to look at the emotive strings as well. Those are beautiful legato phrased strings with different patterns, different figures. From what I know or saw, they're featuring arpeggiated type legato runs. They have like, again, or just let me stop for a second. Let me load in action strings so you kind of get like an overview real quick. And why I think you should definitely check it out. It just takes a second. My computer is dying today because I kept recording all day. And actually, it's pretty good that I just load it up so you guys can see the little difference. So this is how Trinity Drums looks, and this is on how the actual Action Strikes layout is. So as you see, you go from and you see, oh, okay, these are your key switches, and you can actually say, okay, I don't want to have a 16 note over here, so I'll grab something that is a triplet. Okay, and voila, there's your triplet. So you can customize. Just give me a second. You can customize your key switches, okay, and just play as you want. But in general, if you see, there's a sound, so it's a little bit different. You can boost it. Yes, you have a mic position. Your slots that you can have up to 10 different rhythmics playing in your playback. And if we look at Action Strikes one more time, oh, there's some multis that I made. I'll just click on the Ensemble tab and just compare it against Trinity Drums. So as you see, it's very similar to the Action Strings. So again, you could go and just choose something that you kind of feel cool about. Let's say go the Chasing Accents. And as you see, while we just scroll, notes will kind of be showing. So it's a little bit more detail in it. But in the end, here's your mixer. So as you see, it features the low, the mid, the high. It has master effects, send effects. So it's a little bit easier to read, but in general, it doesn't make a big difference. And I guess that justifies the price. So my last final word, I will, again, like I said, if you shoot me a message, or just please don't hesitate to shoot me a message and contact me at any time. If you have a question in regards of Trinity Drums, I'm more than happy and more than willing to help you out and answer as many questions as I can. If there is a question that I can't answer you, I say you just go back to Thielman or to Sonuscores homepage. These guys, again, like I said, they're incredible, and it's really fun to work with them, and it's really just making be curious what they're planning already. So by the way, I don't know if I said that, I didn't, but I just want to reach out again to Sonuscore and tell him, hey, I really appreciate those contests that you guys running, and this is for you YouTube video users. You might want to check with them back because they have some real cool deals going on. There's like a competition. You would have to submit your composition, and if you're the lucky winner, you get like 1 minute of a 66-piece orchestra live recording of your composition. On top of that, or in addition to that, you get like a scoring coaching session with Thielman. So I haven't seen a lot of companies doing this, so this is why I'm really feel they're absolutely cool and real good guys. So again, this is Chris. That was Trinity Drums. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me at any time, and I see you next time. Bye bye.